All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. Today's video is about quality control. Open up, buddy. This video is about quality control on the C8 lineup, not just this Corvette, because I had the same issue on the other Corvette, my 23 C8. And C8 owners, you go ahead and chime in if you've had this issue. I've seen, I already know a lot of you have, but I didn't think I would have it on this car, but it is technically the same interior. So, the first thing that I've come across about this car that I feel like just wasn't right, especially for the price that I paid, this shouldn't be an issue. So, see this button right here to open up this little section? It just did it right there. It was popped out. So sometimes, almost like 85% of the time, when I close this button will stay popped out this way towards me. Super annoying. That's not breaking or anything per se, but it is really cheap quality right here for this plastic. It literally pops out and it's super annoying. That's the gist of it. I have to frequently push that button back in because it pops back out towards me, which is just the weirdest thing. It was like that on my 23 C8 as well. It was literally like that on my 23 C8. And as far as the interior goes, man, I think one thing you'll notice here is that this area is really dirty all the time in your Corvette. It's because this car is low and this one has the wider body on it, so it's even worse for this car. I have to clean this area right. This is more of a complaint. I have to clean this area right here all the time. I mean, all of the time. It is super annoying. And if you just get out and in and out of the car one time, it just gets dirty all along that whole panel, all along there, this whole area right here. So I gotta wipe it out again. I just keep a rag on hand to wipe it out. Now, again, that's not a quality control issue. That's a more of a, maintenance type deal you have to deal with when you get a car like this with these wide bolsters. Just think about how big my hand is. It's bigger than my hand, basically. So, but yeah, that area right there is annoying to keep clean. And then that button right there frequently pops out. Now, another thing about the E-Ray, and it's not just the E-Ray, I gotta not say that because it's probably like this on all of the 24s going forward. So you know that they introduced the auto close frunk, just like the rear. So if you leave this frunk open for an extended period of time, the car basically, I guess, shuts down like the electronic portion that controls that until you manually close it again. Now, I tested this out because I've gone to a lot of different car events, and I found that when I leave my frunk open for an extended period of time, when I try to drop it and then lightly tap it for the auto close feature, it does not work like the trunk area does. I could leave the trunk area open for I don't know how long, and it just works every time. This auto close feature works every time with the frunk area or the trunk area, but with the frunk area, it does not. It does not. It will just not close. I had it open for probably 20 minutes or more, and I have to manually close it. Then I can hear it electronics kind of kick in again and engage, and then it works perfectly fine. So the frunk, I guess this car, not this car, but just the cars that have the new electronic frunk area, just like the trunk area, if you leave the frunk area open for an extended period of time, it doesn't work the same as the rear. At least that's been my experience. But it's not enough for me to say, hey, I'm gonna take it to the dealer and complain about this. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna, if I'm leaving the trunk open, the frunks aren't meant to be left open for 2-3 hours at car shows. You're supposed to close them and keep them closed, and it's supposed to be engaged at all time. Even this frunk area shouldn't be open for an extended period of time. But when you go to a car meet, those two are typically open on every C8. So all you guys out there who wanted the electronic closing frunk, I didn't have it on my 23, obviously, because it wasn't available on the 23s unless you went aftermarket. But the 24s going forward all have the electronic closing frunk. And if you leave it open, well, in my experience, me leaving it open more than about 15-20 minutes continuously, not touching it, it's like the front end just kind of says, I'm just going to turn back into a previous gen that doesn't have this feature. And I'll make you press hard and close it, and then I'll start working again after the fact. Yeah. So that issue right there with the button in the interior, and then that frunk area messing up over there, those have been like the two things that have happened continuously with this car. Now, as you can see, you can hear, that's not something that's really major. I'm not running to the dealer for that. It's not happening. I'm not running to the dealer for that saying, hey, my frunk, after I leave the car open for 20, 30 minutes or 2 hours, the electronic portion of the frunk area doesn't work anymore. I have to manually close the frunk area. I'm not doing that. That's just, I'm not going to handle it like that. I'm going to just deal with it because as I stated before, we probably shouldn't have our frunks open for 2-3 hours at car shows anyway. So what I've been doing now when I go to a car show or a car meet, just a hangout spot and everybody's got their, cars on display, I'll open mine for a little bit, but overall I'll close it within 20 minutes because I've found that that's what happens. But it is kind of strange that the rear does not do that. It does not. It closes with the auto frunk feature every time, or trunk feature, the auto close. It happens every time. Never messes up, ever. Have not seen it mess up yet. So, not a lot with the complaints right now. Oh, another thing is there is something, and let me get this one set first before I show you. Okay, I'm not gonna start the car because I'm in the garage, but if you go into settings and you go into vehicle and you want to mess with any of these settings right here, as soon as you change something, like you could be down here at the bottom and you go into locks or whatever. Yeah, I know. You go into, see how I just popped back up to the top? That is what I was getting ready to say. Super freaking annoying. I'm in here, I'm working on something, yada, yada, yada. I just changed it. Ooh, okay, let's just back out one screen. It goes all the way back to the top. That is freaking annoying. I don't recall it doing that to me in my 2023 bars. I don't remember it doing that at all. It'll jump all the way back up to the top. Even though I'm not even using it right now, it's doing it. But if I start the car up, it's gonna do that, and it's gonna go all the way back up to the top every freaking time. Every time. It does it every time. Super annoying. Super annoying. Now, another thing about this car, as you remember, this wasn't my spec. I didn't spec this car with this color. I didn't spec this car at all. It was, if you're new here, I'll go ahead and say it again. I was waiting on that list. I had an allocation on the list since over a year ago. Got tired of waiting, did a nationwide search. This one was available in Killeen, Texas at MSRP. I bought it ASAP. It was a 2LZ as also, it's a little bit, it was about 12,000 more than what I had originally spec'd mine, but it was worth it because I could get one now. And then after I saw this color in person, I said, whoa, this color is absolutely sick. Now I have the car ceramic now, so it's gonna look even better more than likely, but this color looks, regardless, this color looks phenomenal. This is carbon flash metallic. This color looks great at any freaking angle that the sun is hitting it at. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Now, I'm gonna show you something that I was ready to speak on. All these smudges. This is technically a black car. The base is black. And that is a problem that I have with this car. I do have my Corvette cover, so when I'm not driving it, it's covered in here and it's just put away. Like if I'm not driving it all week or a week or two, I know really I should probably do that for about 30 days or longer and then put the battery tender on it. But this car won't sit for a month as long as I'm able to get out and drive it. So I'm gonna pull it out at some point or another. But in any given moment, you just brush up against this car. And then after I ceramic coated it, man, it doesn't take much. So I keep this rag here. This is a special microfiber cloth for like ceramic and paint polish, or polishing your car out and stuff like that. It just wipes them away. Just like that, just gone. No fingerprints, just disappear. It's a mirror finish. Oof, I did a good job on this, man. And by the way, I ceramic coated the car myself. I ceramic coated it myself, so I've got a video coming up on that. If I haven't already done so, I don't think I did a video on the ceramic coating, but I'll go ahead and put a video out on the ceramic coating. It is just so beautiful to be able to ceramic coat this thing right here at myself at the house and not pay the gobs of money that some places are charging to do the things that you can do yourself. See how this rag just wipes away anything. But anyway, those are some things, man, that I've noticed about this car that, you know, obviously with the base coat being black, it's going to be kind of difficult to keep clean. That's obvious. Let me cop a squat here. Anyway, obviously with this car being black, the base coat is black. Even though this is carbon flash metallic, it's still a black base coat. And so fingerprints are going to appear. Darker cars show fingerprints more. And that is not so much a complaint. I have no regrets getting the carbon flash metallic. It's a beautiful color. I really like it. Like I said, it wouldn't have been my first choice, but I'm able to get this car sooner than I wanted to. Because ironically enough, I've had this car now going on 2 weeks, I think, or something like that. Or not 2 weeks. I mean, 2 weeks. What am I saying? I think going on 2 months. Going on 2 months I've had this car, I think it is. I'm not really sure. It's been about a month and a half at least. And the guy called me with my allocation. He said, "You're at the front of the list. Do you want me to go ahead and submit your order?" And I was like, man, I got one. Like I said in another video, I don't think he really believed me, but I had ordered some parts and I ordered something for the car, and I had it shipped to that dealer, and I drove the E-Ray up there. But I was like, you know, if I see him, I see him. If I don't, I don't. But nonetheless, yeah, the color can be challenging to keep clean. But since I'm ceramic coated now, everything just wipes away. I ceramic coated the wheels. I did the entire car. They told me I could do the windshield and all that too, but I just haven't done it yet, but I will do it. But nonetheless, the ceramic coat definitely is really helping with wiping away smudges. It doesn't get as dirty either real quick. And the button and everything in there, the interior, it seems like it was like that on my 23 Corvette. So I guess that's just a quality control issue that they really need to use better quality products. I didn't feel so bad about it when I paid $72 out the door for my C8 Stingray. This car, I paid $130 out the door. And so it's a difference there. You can see that's almost double the price, and I still got the same stupid quality issues with the interior button for the place that I use a lot. And then the Frunk thing there, if that continues and gets to the point where it just won't close, and honestly, I wasn't even at a car meet or whatever when that first happened to me. I actually had just picked up the car, and I was at someone's house, and I was showing it to him, and he was like, "Man, what's wrong with your thing? It won't close." I was like, "Oh, shoot, it won't close," and I had to physically close it. And I was like, man, I hope I didn't break anything. That was the first time it happened. But then when I went to a car meet after that and I had it open, then I realized, yeah, this front part of the car is kind of just shutting off the electronic portion if you have your frunk open for too long. That's a little annoying, if anything, but it's nothing I'm going to go to the dealer, like I said, and complain about. But the interior, though, that button starts to break, and I'm going to take that in. That's annoying. They got to do better with that for sure. Because it's just something that should be, you know, this is when I think about price. I typically don't harp on price too much, and I didn't pay over MSR. I paid stickers, so I feel a little bit better. But for a $130,000 car, I want things to work seamlessly, you know, like it should. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is right down here, these carbon ceramic brakes. There is a break-in for the carbon ceramic brakes, and so this is my first time having carbon ceramic brakes. So I did not know until I did some research. I was like, man, and also the way this car is controlled for the braking, it's like electronic braking pretty much. It's being told what to do. So when you're at your peak performance, these brakes really work well. But just daily driving it, when you first get the car, it's totally different. They almost feel too soft. And I think I did a video talking about this at one point early on. And I talked about it in the forums, and after I hit the forums, they were like, yeah, these are carbon ceramic brakes. You need to break them in. And I think my first 800 miles is, after 800 miles, they feel like regular, tight, good brakes. But initially, they did not. They felt really soft because there's a break-in procedure that you actually need to do. That you can force it basically by doing it according to GM standards, but you got to get the right wear and on these brakes. And so I didn't do the break-in period. I just kept driving it, and I just happened to be in different scenarios. And even now, they don't feel the tightest, but they definitely are not like they were when they were brand new. I'm at 1,200 miles right now recording this video, and they are very tight. I mean, I even turned my brakes up to be more aggressive, and I really don't have to, but these brakes are simply great. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there that, you know, if you have this big brake kit like this, they're very expensive brakes if you try to get them after the fact. And, you know, you need to make sure you condition them properly when you get the car. So you can Google it yourself. There's a break-in period for ceramic brakes on cars. So just consider doing that. If you need enough road is what it is. And I don't have an area where I have enough road to actually do the steps. You need time, and you need the road, and the distance. I don't really have that situation going on. So mine were kind of just broken in with regular driving in and out of traffic and, you know, doing the highway, you know, because the thing is, with carbon ceramic brakes, you need to use them more up front while they're new to help them settle in for later. So I didn't do a lot of in-town driving when I first got this car. It was more highway driving, which is how I was able to get like 28 miles to the gallon initially. It just wasn't a lot of in-town driving, and I was trying to like kind of baby it at first. I was like, screw this. I paid all this money for this car. I'm going to enjoy this any day of the week. Now, it is technically still my weekend cruiser and, you know, my sweetheart, or no, I can't say sweetheart, my wife would kill me. You know what it is, fellas. My car of choice to go flex and have fun with and hang out with other enthusiasts. But, you know, it's a break-in process. So make sure you break these brakes in and break them off properly. Anyway, I'm gonna give you an update on the car. I think I'm considering, let me get your thoughts on this. Should I go ahead and go to a different color E-Ray badge? Now, you can technically buy the OEM badges for the blue one. It's $250, but the price just went up to $300 for some reason. So I'd have to go after market for that. I can get that custom painted if I wanted to, or I can do a custom wrap inside of there. So I'm thinking about taking the cheaper way and the more affordable way is to get the custom wrap done right here. So I can just leave my logo on the car, wrap that gray area to the color of my choice, and call it a day. But do you think I should put something on there to make the E-Ray logo stand out? That's what I'm thinking about. I'm probably going to do. And I'm either going to go red if I go after market with the wrap, or I'll just go ahead and buy the blue logos. What do you guys think? I think I'm personally leaning more towards the red wrap inside of there, or just getting it painted red in there. But I'll take your feedback on it, man. I'm pretty excited to see what you guys think about it. So anyway, it's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. Those are my quality control issues with this car and my complaints and little petty things that I dislike about it so far. But other than that, it's been a great experience. I don't regret getting it. I don't regret getting this color. I don't regret giving up my allocation because I got one sooner. I'm all in with it. I love it. Now, give you a little snippet here. If you notice, I'm parked on this side of the garage. So that means that on the other side of that garage is something really nice. So I'll show you that later, but you'll see. I still have my 24 Model Y, but the car that used to sit here, the 23 Model 3, I sold it. And so now on the other side of that garage is my new daily driver. And then the Model Y will be parked where my Corvette is. So I'm down to 3 cars, which is great. The Model Y will stay around because I don't want a truck anymore. I've had my runs with trucks. Some of you guys are still asking, where's your high country? I sold those a while back, and I got the Model Y for efficiency. I like to daily drive electric cars. And so the only electric car I could quickly get my hands on that was big enough with a lot of room. Don't sleep on the Model Y, folks. I have loaded that Model Y with tons of gardening stuff. It's ginormous in the back of the Model Y. So the Model Y is here to stay because I told you I financed that and I got 0% or whatever it was, or 0.9%. That's a keeper. It's a freebie. And it's a big SUV and a small body. Trust me. If you've never been inside of a Model Y, you can let those seats down. Man, you can put so much stuff in the Model. They have a bed that goes in the back of the Model Y. It's incredible. So the Model Y kind of replaced my truck at the time. And I'm going to keep the Model Y, whether I get a truck again or not. My wife wants another truck, but I don't want another truck. But if I do get another truck, it's going to be electric. And I'll just say that to you. So my wife will start driving the 24 Model Y daily. And I have something on the other end of that garage right there on the other side of that door. It's going to blow your mind. Guaranteed. Stay locked, and I'll bring you more content. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.